Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Bosher, and today I want to show you how to make some steezy percussion hits using the Malstrom synthesizer in Reason. The track that you just heard was something I just made for this tutorial real quick, but I want to show you how to achieve that same type of sound, so let's get started. I do have a new project already opened up here, and for time's sake I did copy and paste the notes from the previous project over to this one. Now, one thing I need to point out about this particular patch is I'm playing these notes at a very, very low octave, ranging from about C0 to C-1. I thoroughly encourage you to try to play different notes, and you can definitely achieve different types of sounds, but for the sake of this tutorial, that's where we're going with this. Now, in my new rack, I do have a combinator created, so just right-click and create a combinator, and in our combinator, let's create an instance of Malstrom. Now make sure to right click on the device and reset the device or initialize patch depending on what version of Reason you're using. And let's go to the first oscillator section here. Let's change it from a sine wave to a bottle oscillator. Now we're going to pretty much keep everything in the settings by default, and it's really a simple and effective way to get some percussion. So this entire patch is actually very simple. Let's go to the second oscillator section here, and let's click to activate it and change it to a bottle wave once more. And on this particular oscillator, the only thing we're going to slightly alter is the shift. We're going to increase it to about 10. That way the formant characteristic is slightly higher than oscillator A, and it'll give it a little more variety. When it comes to the filters, you can definitely use them. In this particular tutorial, I'm not going to even mess with them at all, but I thoroughly encourage you again to mess with all these parameters to try to find different ways to create some new percussion. In the modulator section here, we're just going to use the modulator A, and we're going to change it from a sine wave to curve number 2 here. Now we're going to click on both the one shot and sync to make sure they're activated, and we're going to change the rate to about 2/4. We're going to go to modulator A pitch. We're going to change this to about 45, and you can hold shift while you click and drag to hone in on a specific number. Now let's go to the volume section here. You can increase this to about 105, and again, completely up to preference. There's no right or wrong answer when it comes to creating this type of sound. But if we take a listen to it now, this is what we have. As you can hear, it's already starting to sound like percussion. You definitely have elements of tom drums and even bongos. It all depends on where you play the notes and what parameters you're modifying. One thing I would encourage you to do is to mess with the shaper here. So if I were to activate the shaper and route the oscillator into the shaper, you can route both oscillators or just one, completely up to you. And just increasing the amount of the drive of the shaper here, you can start achieving some pretty cool results. And just like that, you have now created a simple and effective way to get some percussion going with the Malstrom synthesizer. And it's not necessarily the most conventional way of doing it, but it definitely works, and I definitely think there's a lot to be done with it. So this is pretty much it, and what I'm going to do is save the patch, make it available to download for all of you. ABB Bottle Perc tutorial. And then I will make that available for you. And but other than that, we're all finished up. It's a pretty short and easy way to get some percussion, and I just want to thank everyone for tuning in and watching. I hope you learned something, and please, any feedback, comments, concerns, I would love to hear from you guys. I always do. We're all students in this, so we always can learn something from each other. So please show me what you've done with this patch, show me your songs, show me anything, and I'll definitely listen to it. And again, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.